Okay, we're going to wrap up lesson 30, and I want to start off by showing you this model that I showed you at the end of the first video. And what I'm going to do now is show you some questions zoomed in on part of this model. Okay, what we're looking at is a zoomed in portion of the big map, and we're going to answer some true-false statements. So let's look at this first one. Hudson Drive is parallel to King Drive. Okay, here's Hudson Drive, here's King Drive, and we can see those are parallel, so that would be true. Okay, next, Sterling Street and King Drive intersect and form a right angle. Okay, intersect means to meet up, so let's go see. Sterling Street is right here, King Drive is right here. They do intersect, but they do not form a right angle. This would be an obtuse angle. Now's a good time to show you this trick, and I bet you've heard it before, but it will come in handy whenever you're taking a test, especially like the state test. You can tear off a piece of scratch paper, get a perfect corner, and you can use it to test if angles are acute, obtuse, or right. Now here, when we poke this in, it fits great on this line, but there's extra space here. So that means that's an obtuse angle. It's larger than a right. Okay, so that's false. Now, West Street is parallel to Sterling Street. Here is West Street, here is Sterling Street. They almost look like they could be parallel, but Sterling Street is slanted, and eventually these streets would intersect, and that would make them not parallel. Parallel lines must stay the same distance apart always. And now Hudson Drive and Sterling Street intersect and form an acute angle. Okay, here's Hudson Drive, Sterling Street. They do intersect. Let's make sure if this is an acute angle. I'll bring my piece of paper back. Okay, perfect. It is an acute angle because that angle is too small for my right angle. And last, King Drive is perpendicular to West Street. Now, I know perpendicular means perfect right angles. So let's look, King Drive and West Street. Here's King Drive, here's West Street. Oh yes, I can tell that's going to be a right angle. Let's test to make sure. Yep, okay. Perpendicular makes right angles. Okay, here's a different question, still based on the big map, but this time we're zoomed in on a different portion of the map. And we're going to answer some questions about angles. I can tell right now that they're giving us angles A, B, C, D, E, and they've highlighted them up here, and they're wanting us to decide if they are acute, obtuse, or right angles. And there's a couple different ways we could do that. We could go up to the map and look for all acute angles, or all right angles, or all obtuse angles, and go mark those, or we could just go angle by angle, and that's what I'm going to do for now. Okay, angle A, I see right here. Now is a good time to bring in my piece of paper trick. When I set it up, I see it is obtuse because it's bigger than my piece of paper. So I'll mark obtuse for angle A. For angle B, okay, looking at that, I'm like, that has got to be a right angle, but let's test it. Sure enough, right angle. Angle C, looks like a right angle again. Gonna test it. Yep, perfect right angle. Angle D, well, goodness, it's got to be a right angle too, but let's try it. Fits perfect. And now angle E looks larger than a right. Let's go try it out. Okay, I'm going to line it up straight with this line, and I see the big gap. That's larger than a right angle, so that's obtuse. There were no acute angles here, but that's okay. That's just the way this map was drawn.